Hi, it's Jay Jones, and welcome to Janell Jones Empowers YouTube channel. Today, we're going to talk about the cost of success. I know many people, almost everybody, wants to be successful. One of the things I learned was success comes in different forms and different fashions and different ways. What success looked like to me may be different from what success looked like to you. So it's very important that we don't measure or compare our success. If you want success in a certain area, of course, you want to make sure you're getting with someone in that area, but you want to make sure you're not comparing yourself to other people. But let me tell you, I've been on this journey of really being an entrepreneur, being in my own lane, really walking in my purpose and doing all that stuff. And let me tell you, it looks so pretty and it looks so lavish, but what people really fail to do is tell you the real part of it. Now, I could be the only one in this situation. I could be the only one feeling this way, but what I know or what I'm learning is whenever I'm growing or whenever I'm developing and I'm going to the next level, everything around me is telling me that the atmosphere is shifting. I feel it down in my bones that I'm crossing over to something different, to something better, to another level. And I promise you, whenever I get to that point, I feel like there's always doors opening. I believe in God, and I believe He provides and open opportunities for you. I also believe that everybody don't want you to go to that next level. And I also believe that there's something that sometimes fights you to go. Something tries to hold you back. It's so weird. So I have noticed in my own life. Now you may have not experienced this and other people may not have either, but I'm going to tell you about my life. Whenever I strive to do better or whenever I strive to go to that next level, I can sense something trying to hold me back. And I'm not saying this in a spooky realm like, oh, goo, I can't. But it's something that doesn't really, you almost have to fight for it. You almost have to fight to get to that next level. That next level is rightfully yours, but there's something that doesn't want you to go there because it knows what will happen once you get there. Knows that once you excel to that next level, there's going to be people who you are going to reach, and there's going to be people you're going to connect with. There's going to be so much on that next level that something don't want you to get because it knows that it's going to expand and expose you to people who need that healing, who need that business plan, who need that one word. Something knows that if you go to that next level, your life is going to change drastically. And again, maybe it's just me, but I'm telling you every time. So yes, I believe that we all have a purpose. We're all designed for a reason. We are all here to do something. We all have a plan. But I also believe something really tries to really derail you from reaching that plan. So this is what makes or breaks successful people. This is why people fail. This is why people who strive to succeed fail. First of all, let me make this disclaimer. Everybody who has succeeded failed. Everybody. But the people who succeed are the ones who continue despite of. Whenever we are faced with a challenge, when we're focused, when we're trying to get to that next level, when we know with every part of our beings that this is not it, that we need to do more, and we start walking in that, we start taking different ways, we start changing our thinking, we start shifting our mindset, we start believing in ourselves, we start to know that we're worthy. When we start doing that, this opposition comes. And I'm here to tell you to not be discouraged when that opposition comes. I'm here to tell you that that opposition is only coming to distract you because you're on the right path. That opposition is designed to get you off somewhere so that you won't even move to the next level. If something can have you maintain and be mediocre, they're okay because they know that you're not going to reach people or that you're not going to be liberated. So that's why you have to fight for your success. Let me tell you, it is not for everybody. I'm telling you the truth. It can be hard. It can be difficult. But if you would just continue that route, if you would continue to go and you keep fighting no matter what, whatever your result is, whatever you want your end result to be, will happen, but you gotta press through it. So let me tell you, one of my famous quotes that I love is, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. So if you really, when you're laser focused, when you know without a shadow of a doubt, this is what you need to do, this is where you're supposed to be, this is your purpose, this is everything you need, you're going to do it anyway. You're always going to be faced with opposition that's trying to stop you from doing it. Or it could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be a place. I mean, for me, it would be my family. And I know that sounds crazy, but it'd be like the people that's closest to me. And you'd be like, why is this chaos going on over here? Why is this noise happening over here? And sometimes it seems like it's coming out the blue or it's all of a sudden. But the truth of the matter is an attack. Is an attack to get you distracted so you won't. Previously, before I recognized this, what I would do is when it would become my family. Because for me, my family is everything. I love spending time with my family. I want to see everybody in my family succeed naturally, right? I want them to do well. I want us to go on vacations. I want us to be in harmony. I want us to do so much together. So when I'm attacked, or at my job, or a job is typically a place where you spend most of your time. If you're working a traditional 40-hour a week, you're spending 40 hours of your time there. I mean, calculate that. If you're sleeping, you sleep like 20, I'm probably miscalculating, but you work 40 hours, you're probably sleeping half of that, right? So you're spending a lot of time working and sleeping if you're working a traditional 9 to 5. A place where you work, you don't want to have to deal with stuff because you're there a lot. You're almost at work more than you're at home. Actually, if you're doing a traditional route, you are at work more than you're at home. You don't want to go to work and it's not peaceful, that you're into it with your supervisor, you're around coworkers that's not pleasant, or you're around a coworker that you don't like and is always chaotic or is a toxic environment. Don't want to spend that much time at a place they have to be at all the time. So those are the things that kind of seem to pop up out of nowhere when you're trying to go to that next level. And again, maybe it's just me, but it'd be like, really? So this time I start to notice these things pop up, and sometimes I'm reactive to them. Like, I don't even think on the level of, is this a spiritual attack or is this a natural attack? I believe it's a spiritual attack, and what I do with that is I begin to pray. I know I'm not coming on here to minister into people. I'm just telling you what I do, because I recognize those as spiritual attacks. And a lot of times in the spiritual realm, we can't even see. We don't even have no idea what is behind it. We're just feeling it in the natural, but it's so much deeper in the spiritual. It's some stuff that is trying to come to you, or God is trying to get to you, trying to take you somewhere. And something is like, I want that person to remain mediocre, or I want that person to feel defeated. Because when I feel defeated, I retreat. And what I mean by that is when I feel overwhelmed, especially when it comes to my family, I'll go somewhere and I'll sulk. I lay up in my bed for 3 days. I turn my phone off. I do some stuff because I don't want to deal with nobody. It's very hard for me, because if my life is not, in order, then I'm like, I want to shut down until it is. And I had to learn I cannot do that. Despite what's going on, I had to keep moving. I had to keep going. Just because I'm having an argument with this person, my husband, or my kid is driving me crazy, or my dog is running up the wall, or whatever was going on, I had to keep moving. And I'm not saying don't be human. If you need to take some time, take some time. But at some point, you have to keep moving. I had to take some time and really be like, okay, what is going on? Because this is like some really outlandish stuff. And I was on a good week. I was scheduling interviews, and I was booking things, and I felt good. I'm like, I'm making progress. I can physically see the progress. I can see it. And then boom, this family thing happened, and then I'm stuck. Like, wait a minute, what just happened? And then I participated in it. So then it was just all this stuff. But then after it all was said and done, and look in hindsight, I realized it was all designed to get me off track. Because it worked. Before it worked. Before, when I would do all this stuff and develop and invest in myself, and something would happen with my family, job or whatever, I quit. And not like permanently quit, but I would stop. I'll stop. And then I was able to okay, I'm gonna pick it back up, but I kept restarting. So I'm saying to you, one, The cost of success is a cost. It's work. You're going to have to work with what you want. The reward is going to be far greater than what you invest in. Believe me, but you're going to have to invest. I'm not going to say this journey is an easy journey, but it is a journey. So make sure you're enjoying that journey. You're going to have times where you're going to want to quit. You're going to have times, and I'm not just talking about living out your dreams. When I'm talking about success, I'm talking about the whole person. So there may be some self-development things that you need to work on, that you need to improve. Let me learn how to not flip out every time. That's one of the things I had to learn. Like, you don't have to flip out every time A, B, and C happens. Let me work on some personal development. Because if we ain't developing our character, a lot of times we're not going to be able to hold our dreams. We got to make sure that we're developing character. We're not going to be perfect. We're not striving for perfection. There's a difference. But there's always a version of your best self, not your perfect self, that don't exist, but your best self. And that is what we're striving for. So yes, I want you to live your dreams. I want you to be able to manifest your dreams, but I also want you to be your best self. We need you to show up as your best, authentic self, because people need you. And then also what I learned with the cost of success is how big is your want to. You gotta want it. Remember the quote I said before, that if you really want something, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. So if this is something that you really want, you're going to have to put your big girl or your big boy panties on, or drawers, and you're going to have to get it. Every successful person has failed. So there's going to be moments that are going to be unpleasant. It's a cost to this. Always remember, everybody does not want you to be successful, whether it's a natural being, a supernatural being. You may not believe in that, whatever, that's fine. But everybody does not want you to succeed. But it is your birthright. And success, again, is different for everybody. Success for you could be being the best at-home mom, being the best student. Whatever that success is, everybody wants you to have it. So you have to understand that it's your right to be successful in whatever you're doing, even if it's forgiving people, even if it's loving yourself, even if it's promoting yourself, whatever it is. Remember that it could be people who are close to you, like your mom or your husband or your anybody. But you have to believe in yourself and also want it for yourself. Always remember that this road, just because we are purposed for it, doesn't always mean it's going to be easy. And I'm not talking about, because I hear a lot of people say, yeah, if it is for me, then it's smooth sailing. And some of that stuff is sweatless victory. Some of that stuff is true. But I'm telling you the truth. In these past 2 years, when I realized God is taking me to a next level, I realized I'm going to a next level, just being consistent and believing myself, doing some of the things. I hear some good news and then bam, here comes something else. And I'm like, I just had to really sit down and say, every time I did this happened. And it's really designed to derail me from getting to that next level. And I can't do it anymore. My options are limited. Like success, like my options are so limited. Like if I don't do this, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna have to go to a job and I don't want to. So that keeps me grinding. That I don't want to work for nobody. That is not my end goal. That's not my result. That is not what I want. That does not make me happy. But in order to get there, I have to do what I have to do, but I don't want to stay there. So in order for me to stay there or get to where I need to be, I need to grind. Okay? On this road, when you're discouraged, because you're going to be, I know a lot of people on social media like, hey girl, the plastic, and then some of them are not plastic. It's just, you don't know their story. You don't know what it took for them to get there. But a lot of times on social media, you see the end results, or either you see the end results or you see the fakeness, right? Those are two things you see. Look at me, I got my book. Woo, woo, woo. Look at me, I got this. I can show you, okay, yeah, I got this book. But do you know the hell I went through to tell that story? You have no idea. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, it may look glamorous on Facebook or Instagram when I'm saying, hey, purchase this book. Oh, look, I got this going on. But do you know the story behind that stuff? And you have a story too. And it may not be a book, but it's something that you have, something that you have to give to the world. It took a process, because I'm that girl who could very well have committed suicide, but I decided not to. I leaned on God because I was going through. So I want to encourage you to understand that it is a cost to be successful. And again, and it's not an overnight process. A lot of people want this overnight success, and that I rarely see. If you show me someone, again, who has an overnight success, they probably spent a lot of time developing or being overlooked or working on it. Trust me. But in your success, whatever that is, it could be as simple as healing from someone who hurt you. Make the decision to heal and go on that journey. It's going to be some things that's going to come up. You'll be like, what? Let me, like something small as this. I decided that I was going to decrease my sugar. You know, I'm 40 years old, and I'm like, sugar is one of the things that's stopping me from getting my six-pack, right? My six-pack abs. So I was like, I am going to consciously not eat sugar. I decided to do like keto coffee, not the keto diet, but the keto coffee. And so I use usually I use cream, and I think I was putting coffee in my cream. That's how much cream I would put in my coffee. I was putting coffee in my cream. So I would put all this sugar in my cream, in my coffee. And I did the keto coffee, which is, for me, I'm sure there's different versions of it, but for me, I have the organic coconut oil. I have the organic grass-fed butter. I have organic cinnamon. I have stevia. So I use 1 pack of stevia in it, and that is 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then I would do like some vanilla extract, not the pure kind, the organic kind, I should say. So I will use that. And that was only 2 tablespoons of sugar, whereas opposed to I was doing probably like 8 to 10 teaspoons of sugar per coffee drink, right? Which was 2 cups, not 1. Then I would have fruit. And fruit is not bad, but some fruit has a lot of sugar in it. But I would just overtake it with fruit or sugar. So I get to work. Once I decide, you know what, I'm not going to eat, there's 3 boxes of donuts. And not just any donuts, but I think it came from Rich's Baker, which is like a famous baker, some famous baker in the Columbus, Ohio area. And I'm like, seriously? I go to another floor at work. They had like cookies. It was like a pancake day. It was some type of day, cookie day. It was something that they were recognizing. I was like, serious? When I made up in my mind that I was going to do this, here go all this other stuff. Coincidental? I don't know. But I just know when I make up in my mind to do something and I start doing it, here comes this other force trying to oppose me, trying to keep me down. Don't allow it to. If you fight through it, which you have the ability to, sometimes you have to step back when you feel that stuff and really ask, are you being attacked? And if you are, what you should do in that case is depend on God and not yourself, because it's something spiritual going on and not natural. And I'm not trying to be all churchy. If you don't believe in that, you can always click off my YouTube channel. But I'm sharing that because I just believe that there's a reality to that. Whenever you sense that, like, I'm getting it from this side and this side and this side and this side, sit back and really begin to assess what's going on. And really begin to try to like fight it in a way where you're not emotionally drained. You're not using all your energy to try to fight it. You can meditate. If you don't believe in all that God stuff, which, you know, whatever, that's up to you. You can take the time to meditate and begin to focus on where you want to go. You can also take the time to do mindfulness meditation, which is a little different. Mindfulness meditations allows you to focus on the here and now, and to kind of have you escape the past and the future. You are focused on the now. And I love mindfulness meditation because it brings you to a moment. It centers your thoughts and you're not all over the place. But take a moment whenever you feel like you're being attacked from all sides. Take a moment and don't use your energy to fight it, because it's bigger than that. Okay? The cost of success is real. But the biggest thing is the reward is greater. So don't give up. Whatever you're fighting for, whatever it is, your dream, your goals, your vision, it's like it wants you to have it more than you probably do. But you are going to have to unlock some things to get it, because so many people go on this journey and they quit. 3 feet of gold. Have you ever heard of the story of 3 feet of gold? I know I read Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, and he talked about the guy who was digging for gold, and he found this gold, and I'm paraphrasing, so read the book, but he was digging for this gold. They found some gold, and then they decided to go dig for it. And when they went to go dig for it, they just gave up, and they was like spending all this time to find it, and they were doing all this stuff to look for it. They just gave up. So then he ended up giving a project to someone else, and someone else began to look for it. Like they hired people, experts, and it was just 3 feet from where they were looking. It was right there. It was right there. And that's what we do a lot of times, is we give up when we're right there. Those things, even if it's your family, come to derail and distract you. Take a moment, sit back, and get right back on track. Thank you all for joining me today. I really appreciate it. This is Janell Jones Empowers. Make sure you connect with me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram at Janell Jones Empowers. Also, I have a new course. It is currently called It All Begins With You. I am going to change it because I want you to understand that it's really to help build you. If you're in the Columbus, Ohio area, I have a workshop for young girls between 7 to 10 that's happening in July for girls. It's great. It really helps to build them up. I believe if we can start at a young age to build them up, we have really, really more powerful women starting off. So thank you for joining me. Make sure you tune in for more YouTube videos, and check out my course. It's at bit.ly, bit.ly / It All Begins With You course. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.